When I moved to UK at 15, and until I saw my parents, was 9 years difference.
Wow.
So I saw my parents for the first time after 9 years.
Welcome to our third episode of ALBChat.
Guys, this is our brand new episode of ALBChat, and we're going to be having a very interesting discussion with new faces. And yeah, so if you want to, I can't speak. So yeah guys, if you want to be involved in a very intriguing conversation, then don't go anywhere.
Përshëndetje në ALBChat, unë jam Gerhardi, edhe sot do flasim për how did you find immigrating to UK, integrating into British life, school, language, friends, etc.
Introduce your story, your situation, and yeah.
Well, that's a long one because I'm probably the first one that came here before you guys.
What year did you come?
98.
Okay.
I was here 95, thank you.
Okay. Well, you probably don't.
I was born here.
You probably don't remember.
That's
much
cheating.
from back in the day.
That's not cheating.
We can't remember much.
Yeah. No, I can, because I remember my mum was pregnant, so she was like under the truck with me.
So you,
say that.
so you remember your mum being pregnant and you not being born yet? That's a new one. But yeah, when I came here, it was like the big Albanian flags that were coming over. Literally everyone was coming over, everyone was new.
Do you want to share a little bit like your story? How up to the age of 15, what gave you that thought to come? How life was over there?
You came by yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, me and my mum and my sister decided to go Europe, do a bit of traveling. So we went to Greece, saw some family from Greece. We took a cruise ship to Italy.
Cruise ship, that's posh.
Yeah.
First of all, came in the inflatable one.
No, actually, it was pretty cool. It's our first time I've been to a cruise ship. Cinemas, like surfing, had all sorts in there. And I sort of sold the idea of England, UK, football. I used to be a big football fan. And that was it. I decided to come to England.
Do you think you're going to move back eventually, or you like
Well, the plan is work, make enough money. So when I retire, I'd like to move back.
Really?
Yeah. Why not? It's Albania. Why not?
So coming to England, what was the biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge, language.
You said you travelled with your mum and your sister?
Yeah, I came on my own. They went back home. I came here and joined my uncles.
So they let you come on your own and they returned?
That's a complicated story. Because they didn't know I was here until I told them I was here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Home Alone situation where like they got back on a cruise ship and they're like, where's Gareth?
Where's the kid? If I was 15 and I was travelling with my mum and my sister, you wouldn't find me going to different countries.
The problem is, a 15-year-old Albanian back in 99, mentality-wise, equivalent of a 22-year-old man today.
So how does that make you now?
Interesting question that I have is, so at first, I'm sure your family would have been like raging when they found out that.
Oh yeah, of course.
At first they're going to be really crazy about it, and then once they see you're seeing a bit of success from it in terms of settling in and getting on really well, they tend to accept it more and more over time. How long did it take in your situation?
I don't know how long it took them to accept, but I'll tell you one thing, my mum still mentions it today.
Still.
Obviously when I was 15, obviously my parents wanted me to go to school and study and be a doctor or whatever I wanted to be. So when we came here, what the government did, they put us into care homes. Till my sort of early 20s, we spent our time doing nothing. Basically odd jobs, having fun, going here, going there. So when you sort of we're growing up and we find ourselves no education, no profession, can't get a decent job. So I end up going back to college at 25. Wow. And I studied electrical engineering and I went on from there. But the thing is, a lot of Albanians that come now, they live in school in Albania, they're dropping everything they've got, that they're coming here. But the problem is now they don't have the rights to go to school here, which means that they're wasting their youth, they're wasting their time that they could actually be developing into someone important.
Do you advise people to come later?
I advise people, unless you have someone here that can provide things for you, that provide an education, a job, a home, or something, there's no point coming because you're going to drop your education back home, you're going to leave your family, your comfort zone, you're going to come here thinking you're going to be a millionaire, and you're going to end up working in a car wash, sharing a room with 5 other guys, and wasting your life away.
I think the opportunities are going to be better here, even if they don't have someone here. If the quality of life is better in the UK than it is in Albania, they have no opportunities.
Okay, now let me put perspective. You live in Albania. Let's say you live in a town or a village. You know, you look after the cattle, you go to school, you go and you only a circle of friends. You might not have enough money to buy a nice car or buy the latest phone or the latest designer clothes, but you're home every night, you're with your family, you got someone to look after you, you're not dying, you're not starving, you sleep in a comfortable bed.
That life is not for everyone. Some people prefer
No,
that life.
well,
Some people just want something new. They want to break out of that everyday lifestyle.
Well,
They want something better.
But you have to be realistic. They're coming here at 16, okay? But now it's a different time. You don't get help from the government. You come in here at 16, you're going to be working
Yeah,
in the
you
car
work
wash
like
for
a
the
dog,
next...
just how everyone else
that's
is working.
incorrect. That's
Working here for the 5-6 years.
The problem I have with Albanians that come here now, for example, is they expect everything to be handed to them. It's like they don't want to work for it. They think that we just kind of got it. They don't know how much we've suffered to get to the point of buying houses and buying cars and doing all the shit that we've established until
But they
now.
see us and they think
They
they're
see
gonna
us
do
and
the
they think
same.
that that's our everyday lifestyle. They don't understand the blood, sweat and tears that goes backstage. They just see us for like that period, that 1 month when we're in Albania. They see that lifestyle. They think, oh my god, these
Yes,
people have
but
got money up.
that deception is causing
Perception,
people
yeah.
to come here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are wasting their life by being here, and a lot of them are going back to Albania with nothing.
But there's no harm in trying it, and then if they don't like the lifestyle, they can always go
But
back.
is it-
But it's
is
like
it
if you
worth
have
the
no
risk?
Is it
ambition,
worth? Is
if you have no ambition to even see what more there is out there in the world, what are you living for? Just to go home,
Yes,
eat,
okay.
go home to your family, sleep.
Right.
That lifestyle is shit. That quality of life is
Yes,
shit.
I understand. Now,
So
what I'm
breathe,
saying is, I'm
bathroom,
talking about
bathroom,
kids that's 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Now, if you take someone who stayed in Albania, they finished school, they got a degree in anything, that means they're sort of established to a certain degree. So when they come here, they can actually, they know a few things. They're not kids. If someone's only early 20s, they come here, they can read, they can write, they know a bit of history, they know a bit of maths, they know a bit of everything. So they can work with that. They can make something. They can actually study, do a course. You take a kid who's 16, who just left school in Albania, and he can just about read and write.
I think you two are thinking of two completely different examples. You're thinking of those people that want to come and try and make a better life for themselves and want to work hard.
There's
you're
two
thinking
different
of,
types.
he's talking about like the lazy people that just want to come here just for the rich life.
Yeah, of course, there's this and that in every.
Like I said,
not
it's
just in
not-
our
So
culture, in
he's
every
advising
culture.
those people that want to be lazy, you can't come and be lazy.
If you want to come
Yeah, I
here
agree.
and work and you've got someone that
I
can help
agree.
you work, then yeah, by all means. So how have you guys integrated into sort of British society? So in between the Albanian culture and mentality
I think you
and the
can.
balance in between.
I think everybody's got a spectrum of what they think right and wrong is. For example, a lot of things that an Albanian would consider wrong, like losing your virginity before marriage, for somebody else is like try
Normality.
before you buy kind of
Yeah,
thing. It's
nothing.
like, huh?
It's not a big deal for.
It's not a big deal.
Try before you buy.
Listen. Me and my sister worked so hard on my mom to change her mentality on a lot of stuff that she considers not normal. Like if we go to shisha, she'll be like, no, it's the 10 years, it's the good that I'm buying drug, blah blah blah. Like,
But they change, mentality changes,
so
people
now like
change.
she's starting to adapt to
She
things
says
like
that
that.
That's
you've got
so
a lot
true.
of family here that will
Yes.
see you doing that.
But everybody who lives here does that as well. There's
No,
nothing
you know
wrong
what
with
my dad
this.
says, and he says that to me now, like, because I smoke, and he said that shisha was the reason I started smoking when it was completely the other way around. Like, I discovered cigarettes before I discovered shisha, and now my sisters are at an age, they're younger than me, but they're at an age where it's like something they can do other than go clubbing, which they're not allowed to do, and when my dad finds out that they've gone shisha, it's like a whole big sort of
Yeah.
thing that's
Yeah.
created out of it.
It depends.
Like, oh, it's going to lead to this, it's going to lead
Yeah,
to that.
but it's
like,
not, my father's the
So
same. I mean,
your reason is, oh, it could lead to something bad. Was your mom's reason is that people are going to
No,
see you
it could
and
lead
judge
something
you.
bad. No, it could lead to something bad because everybody does this, like whatever, and it's in everything in moderation. It's more like they consider it really wrong, like you're a bad girl if you do things that are not traditionally correct according to our guidelines of what a good girl is and blah blah
but
blah.
they think because they're older, they grow up with this sort of mentality. It's hard for them to deviate from it and sort of integrate to a new
Yeah.
society. That's
But
why
for example,
my father grew
Because
up
we've
with
got a
bro.
judgmental race, that's why.
It's not just.
Like they
It's
go
not
back
like
home
it's not. It's
and
not.
they hear something and they're like, oh, your daughter's this,
Yeah.
and that. They say
Look,
it to their face.
we all
Yeah.
know, for us Albanians, of sort of older generation of Albanians, other people's opinion towards them and the families and the kids is important. It matters.
Exactly. Yeah.
As for
Too much.
us, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But they try and
But
push that.
they do change. Look, I'm 34 and I still won't smoke in front of my dad. Not because I'm scared, just out of respect, because I know he doesn't like it.
Now a lot of people don't have respect.
That's the
what I think.
struggle of like when
Yeah.
we go back to Albania, we introduced our new half Albanian, half English culture. When we go back home, for example, it's like they're a bit confused because they don't know Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who's this person? Like, we raise her, she's supposed to be a certain kind of way, but like she comes.
You,
with,
I mean, at the same time, growing in an Albanian family, you should know sort of minimal things. For example, a person comes in the house, you get up, you greet
Yeah.
them.
You see, this is why
And
I'd
this
like to
younger
marry
generation, they
Albanian as well.
don't get up, they just sit down kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
You offer
basic
them a
manners,
drink.
though. That's
Yeah, but
that's
in
right.
different cultures, you don't do that.
A lot of sort of the younger Albanian generation that grew up in it, they haven't experienced this kind of culture, so obviously they don't know. If your family is open-minded, it's a lot easier.
As your
Yes.
mum and dad, it's their obligation to love you regardless of
Sometimes
what you
you
do.
have to drop
But
it.
some
you know.
parents-
Regardless of what you do, they have to love you. My mum nearly
like that.
cried when I got my tattoo. Eventually,
Yeah.
now she just looks at my arm and she completely forgets that it's there. 'Cause
Literally.
It's like,
You get used to it,
if
just
I
like
asked
everything
her
else.
for permission, this would have never happened.
They're human.
But
They're
she's
not
kind of like,
robots. Like,
once that happened, she accepted it.
but you say you have to sort of like talk to them about it. But some like I've done it myself. You
Yeah.
want to do something and you are adamant that it's right, but in their eyes it's wrong. You have to go and do it, regardless of what they're going to say, how they're going to react. It has to be done for you to get where from A to B to where you want to be. You sort of have to forget your parents' beliefs and even emotions.
A lot of Albanian parents, they try to live their life through their children
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what did your parents say when you done your hair blonde?
Right, so this is the thing.
Oh. Sorry.
They weren't here, they were in Albania, and I had to stay and work. And my dad said, that's the last time I'm leaving you here. Like home alone. My mom was like, right, you're getting a haircut, take it all off. On that subject of if you want to do something, you do it. And then you were saying, but you should know how to go about asking it. Like, even if I did speak about it, I know what the answer would be. And there's been a few decisions in my life that I've made where, so my dad has told me, next time you want to do something like this, talk to us about it. Every time you got a big decision. So now I had a big decision, like I moved out and I spoke to them about it, and my dad was like, no, don't do it. So I'm like, so first you're telling me to ask you for permission or have a conversation about it, but then at the end of the day I'm still
always
getting
gonna
a
be
no.
So what do you think was your biggest struggle adjusting to life here?
Or just being brought up in an Albanian community.
I mean, it's slightly different. I came here on my own. I grew up on my own on my teenage years, so I didn't have any parents or anyone to tell me what's right, what's wrong. So making bad decisions all the time and learning as you go along. But
Trial and error.
bigger struggle was not having supervision or someone to point you to the right directions, and the language barrier is the biggest struggles. When I came here, I think is we didn't have the rights to travel. So obviously you missed home, you missed family, and it's like, if a cousin of mine asked me some years back, they said, oh, when you was 16, what was your dream? And I said, my dream was to see my parents. And they can't, the thing is, they can't understand that. And from the moment I moved to UK,
I can't even understand.
look, the moment I moved to UK at 15, and until I saw my parents, was 9 years difference. So I saw my parents for the first time after 9 years.
At that time, did you regret coming here because you hadn't seen them for so long?
I regret coming here now. If I had the opportunity to go back in time and have the option, do I stay with family or do I come to England? I would stay with family. I would have gone to education in Albania. I would have got a job, and I would have missed 9 years not being with family.
That's a massive regret, though.
You lose people. You lose cousins, grandparents, and
You can't go back and see them.
You can't. You can't.
Well, you got weddings and
that
stuff,
time
you
is
can't be
gone.
part.
That 9 years of my life in here, to me, that's a wasted 9 years. So obviously you guys
It's
can't
never a
understand
waste,
that.
man. It's not a
But
waste because it's built you to the person you are today.
Yeah.
You can't. If you didn't do that 9
It's-
years, you wouldn't be. You'd be a completely different person. Don't think you'd be the
It
same.
ruins. Do you understand? It ruins the childhood by all definitions.
It does, but you might
Do you not
be
feel
in a
you've
worse
grown
position
from that
now.
experience though? Like that 9 years you've survived independently without depending on your parents or anyone else to emotionally or financially or anything support you.
But it's when
On
you
that,
need them
on
most,
that
that's the
aspect,
thing.
yeah, but on the emotional side of things, you lose a lot.
Because now you don't need them like that. It's when you needed them that you didn't have them.
It's like me and your mum after 9 years, you don't know how to react. You can't understand that. You literally can understand that.
But you would speak, it's just not the same, is it?
Yeah, it's not the same. But imagine from my family's point of view, you leave your kid at 15 and you meet them again as a grown man. And the time in between.
That's crazy.
And I've got
I
my
actually
mum
can't
now.
imagine
I mean, I'm 34, and every time my mum, she likes to sort of tickle, play. She still acts with me like I'm 15.
Wow.
I just still, I don't just let her be. But that's the thing, she speaks to me like I'm 15.
My struggle was dating outside of my culture because I was supposed to date in Albania and do the whole traditional way, like get married, have kids, and instead I moved out with my Italian boyfriend prematurely before we got engaged or married. So that was,
Taboo.
yeah. went through a lot of ups and downs during that period of my life, but now my mum is like, okay, cool, if you're happy and you treat you good, I'm fine.
Good. That's good.
So it's about adapting their mindset as well, even though they're older. They have to love you and accept you as a child. Doesn't matter if you've adapted to the English way.
What about you, Joe?
My thing that I struggled with is just finding people that I connect with, because like I got brought up differently, so I wouldn't be allowed to do a lot of those things. So obviously they wouldn't understand, oh, why can't you have a sleepover, or why can't we come round, or why can't you come round, you know what I mean? And to me, it just made sense, oh, because of this, and they didn't understand, so it kind of like pushed me back a little bit, but now obviously I've understood it's because of, I've understood why they say that, so now it's not a struggle anymore.
My struggles really was with my dad, and it relates to career. So like now looking back on my life, and I really had this, like recently had this epiphany, which was I've only got into working in the video industry or film industry like from last year, and that's only because I finally realised, well, actually I've loved film from when I was young, when I started like making short little skits with like my sisters, or short little films from the age of 8 or 10, but my parents never picked up on it, and I went through school following that thing that I was good at, and I never picked film studies because I didn't think, my dad didn't think it was something that I should do. But now that I've gone through 24 or 5 years of my life, it's only now that I've realised, no, actually this was my passion. So I finished uni, finished everything, only to do the wrong thing, and not the thing which I was just following what would make my dad happy. And it's only now that I've realised.
But I won't call it the wrong
that's
thing.
funny,
It's still a positive thing. You still gain something.
Yeah, no, I've gained
nothing's the
something,
wrong
but
thing.
it's like, so the whole thing we were saying about living through, the parents are trying to live through us, in the sense that my dad hadn't been through uni or school in that sense, so he wanted me to be that guy who does it, like for him.
The only thing that made you work harder and realise that this is what I really want, the fact that they're so against it, made you think, oh, is this what I really want? And you're like, yeah, this is actually what I want.
Yeah,
whereas
no,
if they just said, do it,
sometimes.
you probably wouldn't be as passionate about it. The fact that you realise late, let's say, you realise, oh my god, this is actually what I really want to do. Whereas if they just let you from the start, you probably wouldn't have taken it so seriously.
Problem is, not many people know what I want to do.
That's a good point.
You, as you grow, as you try different things, that's when you know what you're good at and what you're not good at.
The biggest struggle for me is my parents caring what others think, and I tell this to them every single day. Why do you care? What, like, even if it's their mother or father, like, what do you care for? How is their opinion affecting your life directly? Like, even if I go outside, even if the windows are open in the house here and I'm shouting, I'll argue with my brother or whatever, they'll say, oh, must be I'm like, so? How is that affecting you? Why do you care? Why does that matter?
It's just the mentality.
They just can't seem to understand it, like little things like in a supermarket, don't act this way, don't behave that way. Like, I say to them, are you ever going to see these people again? Is that your boss? Is that your manager? Who cares? Who cares about them? Like, I'm here being me. Let me be me.
If you're not hurting anyone, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah?
Exactly, and I'll do anything that pleases me as long as it's not at the expense of someone else's happiness. But and sometimes the way it comes across to me is what's in their best interest is how you're perceived by others. Oh yeah, his kid goes to uni, he makes a lot of money. And when others are thinking that about their child, for example, they're getting a buzz off that. Yeah, they think we're great, they think we're great parents, blah blah blah. But they're not actually focusing on, look what our kid's done. And it's all
That's a mentality.
More for the reputation of
parents,
other people.
Yeah, but that's a mentality that grew up with them for older people. It's hard to change.
Yeah.
Or until 91 or until sort of late 90s, before Albanians immigrated, we had nothing. They literally had nothing. Nothing to their name. Nothing to show for, not good job. That's what Albania was like. Let's be realistic. So when they came to England, people changed and people got things that they never had before. So the people in the village that never had the car or the bicycle or the nice house like the people in the city did, when they come here and they achieve all these things, they want acknowledgement. They want others to know, look at what I've achieved, because they never had this stuff before.
That's ego.
Yeah, but
yes,
that's also a natural thing.
but you also
hard, you listen.
hold
They're
on.
showing off, but you
Hold
want
on,
to
it's not. We call it
show
showing
off.
off, but it's not. It's that pride.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, guys.
We hope you enjoyed the third episode of ALBChat.
Like and subscribe.
See, why are you interrupting me? Laughing. Okay.
Switch it up.
Hello.
Welcome to ALBChat. You're right, mate.
Welcome back to the third episode of ALBChat.
Welcome back. When was the first episode?
The first two.
I'll just do this.
Best mates. Let's do best.
Just everyone get polls.
Partner.
You've lied. It's lying by omission.
It's
lying by
not
omission.
lying.
That's not a lie. Yeah, but I'm
You
not
see
saying anything.
someone-
I'm not saying anything happened.
fact that it was-
What do you mean? Look at her. She looks in looking at how she looks.
Are you
How about
attracted
dating?
to him? Are you attracted to him?
She's getting on the table.